Welcome back to Seat Time. For the fourth round of the Blackjack Series, we're at the Hardwood Hills Ranch outside of Mansfield, Missouri. This is my first of 4 drives to the state of Missouri for some enduro racing this year. This is also the first time I've been able to ride in Missouri, so I was excited for the new single track and terrain. Once I arrived, I got my bed set up, cooked some dinner, and prepped for race day. I'm not trying to be a loner, I'm just trying to get in the shade because it is a little hot, but I've got my dinner here. So I've got some chicken, marinated kind of like fajita marinade, and then I've got about half a pepper cut up in there, and then I've got some of those small red potatoes cut up and put down, cooked, all just kind of salt and peppered on top of that after the marinade from the chicken. So a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, right? The starches with the potatoes, but then you also get some electrolytes and you get some carbohydrates from the vegetables, and then tons of micronutrients in there as well. So if you could throw in some more vegetables, it'd be a good one. But this is kind of what I try to eat, that I've been eating the past couple races on Saturday night. I'll keep playing with this and I'll let you guys know how it evolves. But what do you eat on race nights to kind of like fuel your body on that last night before we get a chance to give her the beans? Let me know. First 5 miles done. They started us right there at the beginning. It's been a while since a race has started right at the beginning. Typically you might get a little bit of break in. Not today, baby. That's okay. Sometimes you just gotta run what you brung. It was chunky and it's crazy awkwardly fast, and it really did feel like I was riding in Colorado. So if I'd have been out of Sargent's going up Long Branch or Big Bear or something like that, Big Bend, like that's what it felt like. It was this, like, I mean, granted the uphills weren't nearly as long as they are in Colorado, but it was that kind of stuff where like everything's marbly, it's underneath you, it's moving. You're trying to stay upright on the bike and not dodge into a tree. That was super fun. There's an A open guy on our row, and holy smokes, he's super fast. Totally letting him go into the beginning in the next test. But guys, these marbles are gonna take somebody down today, and I hope it's not me. only got like 700, 1,000 acres out here. So we did the first 2 tests, which were 2 5-mile tests, and now we're back at camp. Now we do have to hang out for a little bit here just because of the fact that what they need to do is make sure that everybody has houred out off of the first test so that they can reroute the first test, and then it'll kind of keep adding mileage. So with those first 2 tests that were 5 miles, they're now gonna be 7.5 miles. So we're gonna have the same 5 miles with added terrain to it. And then later on, we'll come back, same kind of a thing. You know, you got just enough time to take a small nap if you want to, but that's okay. I mean, they're working with what they got. And then we'll go in for 9 and 10 miles. So it's like the B guys do test 5, and then A go out for test 6. Apparently there's a nice canyon over here that's gonna get pretty gnarly, so hopefully we'll keep the battery charged up so we can show you guys that. That second test felt a lot faster. I was staying with Dylan and the A open guy on our row for the majority of it. I'd say for like the first 3 miles, and then they slowly started to walk on me. My shoulder and my hand were starting to go to sleep. I don't know what the deal is, but my shoulder issue, my nerve issue that I have, my long thoracic nerve damage, is starting to peak its head again, and I'm not comfortable with that. Obviously I was having issues with it last weekend. I'm having issues with it this weekend. Hopefully everything kind of warms up. I don't want to have to go under some kind of another surgery for nerve crap, but I guess we'll have to figure that out when we figure it out. Today we're riding dirt bikes and we're getting seat time. We're hitting back in the shade again so we can talk about what just happened. So we went into test 3, which was test 1 with 2.5 extra miles in it. We were hauling the mail. Like, I was with those guys, I think, for a majority of it. They started to walk away. Dylan made a mistake. It looks like the double A, I gotta get his name. The A open guy on our row passed Dylan, so he finished in front of Dylan. But I was kind of keeping Dylan about 10 seconds in front of me. I think it turned into about 15 there right at the end. I was pushing pretty good for the whole 7.5 miles. That's gonna be tough when that's 9 miles there at the end and it's A and B guys, because I'm sure it's gonna get a little bit gnarlier. Obviously, we're gonna be a little bit more tired. We're gonna be trying to push. We're gonna be trying to have fun, getting seat time. This is a cool race. I understand why people wouldn't want to come because of the rocks, because of how marbly they are. But in the long run, dude, dirt bikes are awesome. Like, and we got to drive to ride awesome places on dirt bikes. So I think it's totally worth it. We're gonna go get some more seat time. Into test 4.
4 tests down so far. So again, that's 7.5 or the 2.5 added to the 5 miles. That was a lot of fun. We rode a lot faster those last 2 tests in there. I think if those would have been the same 5 miles, I think we would have made up a heck of a lot of time. I don't know that it's because we knew the terrain per much. I think now we're just a little bit more comfortable on it. Yeah, so a ton of fun, and holy smokes, man. Dylan and, damn it, I keep forgetting the guy's name. The A Open dude on my row, I'm gonna get his name and I'm gonna remember it. They were booking it, and man alive, I was just giving her the beans, trying to stay with them. And it was when it would get a little bit technical and I felt a little bit more comfortable, I think I would get on the gas just a little bit more and kind of zip my way into catching back up with them. But I think with the 9 and the 10, I think it's gonna get interesting because both of them are getting pretty tired. Now again, this is where traditionally, we'll see, I do a little bit better because of the fact of nutrition, fitness, and things like that. So I'm not gonna say that that's my strength right now. I mean, that's the assumption. We're just gonna see how it plays out. I'll let you guys know, obviously, how right and or wrong I was. Oh no, 2 more to go, 19 more miles, 9-mile test, and a 10-mile test. It's gonna be a good time. Thank you. That was a serious 9 miles. It kept me on my toes, guys. Like, balls of my feet kept me on my toes. Dylan and the A Open dude on my road, I feel like such a jerk. He's got a name. I need to get it and I need to remember it. They were in front of me, but I was being pulled by them the whole time. And they both kind of just wore down about that 5 or 6 mile mark. Caught up to past the A Open dude. And then caught up to Dylan where we went off into the section that was gonna be the 9-miler. That took us off to more trails. And there was a creek crossing and just a gnarly hill climb. And there was a line to the left. And I was like, I'm just taking that line and not getting a chance of being stuck behind him if he weren't to make it. So that worked out. I got in front of him. They were around behind me for about a mile, but then after that, kind of dropped them a little bit. So fitness is playing in good, nutrition's doing good, feeling spry, right? Feeling like I could still attack and stuff like that. Granted, we do have 1 more test, and it is the longest. It's 10 miles, and it's supposed to get a little bit more gnarly. So we'll see how gnarly it gets.
Unfortunately, this is all I got at test 6.
Out of the gate as y'all are.
Apparently I started it right when I rolled up to the line and then forgot that I started it and decided to start it, which was actually me turning it off, so I got nothing from test 6. What a goofball. But they actually let me go in first because of how well I did in test 5. They were like, we've got nothing for you, you roll out first. So that was cool for that to happen. That was one of the best feeling tests I've ridden in a long time. Everything was clicking, I was flowing, I rode awesome, I was balancing and just jiving with the trail and the bike. Like, there was no thinking. And that's the way you want it to be, right? You don't want to have to think about what's happening, you just want to do. And it was amazing, and I even beat Dale Rector with the time. It was super awesome, didn't expect it, super stoked on it. You can tell I've got gear strewn about the bench. I've got the Sherco ready to go. We just put some new tires on the bad boy. We are heading to Arkansas this weekend for the Black Buffalo National Enduro. Rode it last year, had a ton of fun. It is very technical. The rocks in the single track gets tight and the rocks are technical, and they did get a lot of rain, but they're saying that the terrain is nice. So hopefully it's not too soupy or anything like that. If the rocks are a little bit wet, I do not have a gummy tire. After last year, I said I'm gonna run a gummy trail tire, but I'd already bought a new Starcross 6 medium soft, and I don't have enough money to go off and buy another random tire just to have a trail gummy for this. So we're gonna run what we brung in this case. I still have the Dunlop, a new Dunlop MX34 on the front. I've really been enjoying that tire combination so far this year. It's worked in a lot of the different trail combinations. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of the Hardwood Hills. I would attend this race if I were you. It felt a lot like riding in Colorado, even though we don't have as much elevation. I really enjoyed it. I know that I also heard that it was some of the best conditions that that place has ever had. So maybe when it's a lot more wet and or a lot more dry, it gets a lot more technical and a lot more challenging. I really enjoyed it. I would go back and race there. I'm excited for more blackjacks. The summer is starting to thin out a little bit. I am looking forward to a couple more weekends with the family and less just getting in there and racing so much. Whew. If you want to support Seat Time, grab yourself a utility can caddy, get yourself organized AF, or grab yourself a Stoke shirt from shop.seattime.co. Of course, you can get the Keep Endurance in Enduro shirt also. If you'd like to grab that, we would really appreciate that. If you see me at the races, make sure you say hi. I will continue to be at all of the blackjack races as long as I stay healthy and as long as the bank account has just a little bit more money left in it. We shall see. But if I don't see you on the trail, at least I'll see you here on the internet. You guys have a great one, and see you for the next one. Peace!